Okay, so there is a lymphocyte called a natural killer cell, or NK cell. And if you remember what a lymphocyte looks like, it's this white blood cell, of course, and it's mostly nucleus, right? It's got this big, crazy, dark nucleus that takes up most of its cytoplasm. It's just almost all nucleus, okay? So that's kind of what it looks like. So again, they are a type of lymphocyte, but they're part of the innate immune system. They are not part of the adaptive immune system. Only about 2% of lymphocytes are natural killer cells, okay? Basically, they check you. So they look to see if something is self or non-self. And if it's non-self, it's in trouble. Okay, so these cells basically, let's do this. Okay, so let's do a cell here. Okay, and we'll say this is you. This is one of your cells, okay? And cells are able to, like, see things, bring them into their cellular body, and then like display them on their membranes, their plasma membranes. So it's kind of like the cellular version of Facebook or Instagram or something like that. So basically, we have certain types of little presenters, like little platforms that the cell can break down something and then put a piece of it in this platform and then put it out on its, display it on its plasma membrane. So we'll make it look like that. And it's called an MHC1 platform. It's not really a platform, but MHC1 is what's important here. And the cells use this thing to, like, again, display stuff that they come in contact with. So, let's say, this cell, or you ate an ice cream cone or something, and so it was so good. So, you decided to display this ice cream cone on your little MHC1. Oh, look what I ate. It was so good. Okay. So the natural killer cell, so we'll put it over here, and of course it's going to look like its little thing here. The natural killer cell is going to go around and kind of check on these things. Okay? It's going to check on two things. Do you have these MHC platforms, and what are you actually posting on them? It's going to check that, and it's going to check to see if you have them at all. Okay? Because things like viruses and cancer cells have the ability to disable MHC1. Okay, so it's looking for, do you have this? And what do you place in there? What do you post in there? And if you don't have it at all, that's not good either. Okay, so when the natural killer cell comes up to you and sees, maybe a different, let's put this here, and let's say you did take in like a little virus thing or something like that, and some kind of bug or whatever, and you stuck it out there. Ooh, look what I found. Okay, so the natural killer cell will come up and see this and go, that ain't good. I don't like that. That's not something you should be posting. It's not good for anybody else. You got to go. You got to take one for the team and you got to go. So basically what it does is it sort of sprinkles chemicals on here, and it will cause this cell to go through, it will initiate a process called apoptosis. And that is basically controlled cell suicide. All right, so this cell is toast, okay? Natural killer cell will also do the same thing if this guy doesn't have any MHC1, okay? Because that ain't good either. That's not good for that cell. So the natural killer cells are great because they can come in and they can get rid of cancer cells. They're very, very, very powerful. So very powerful cells, very powerful immune cells. And, some scientists are looking at natural killer cells as far as ways to find, answers to cancer, because they do kill cancer cells. The problem, remember, we only have that many in our body. So the problem with these cells is that they're so powerful that if you had a body full of these, it could probably cause some damage to you. Okay, they could like get out of control or something like that. I don't know. but scientists are looking into natural killer cells for that. Basically, you got your endoplasmic reticulum. This is a note here. Is where MHC C1 platforms are made. So the cell is always making these things so that they have something to post what it comes into contact with. All right. So don't get confused between natural killer cells and lymphocytes, because B and T lymphocytes, very different. But this is a very important aspect of the innate immunity. All right, so next we'll talk about, we will talk about inflammation.